there, and welcome to our yoga studio here in the yard. Today we'll be performing a 30-minute slow flow with some restorative moves and meditation. If you would lie on your back in Shavasana, we will get started. Just feel the breath going in and out your nose. Close your eyes. Feel your body start to settle in. And before we begin today's practice, just think of your intention for the day, for the practice, and repeat that in your mind 3 times. And as we sit here and think of how today should be patient with yourself and practice kindness. You can start wiggling your fingers and toes, waking the body back up. Stretch the arms up over the head like you're waking up in the morning. Roll your head left to right. And when you're ready, roll to one side or the other, staying there for just a moment. And start coming up to a seated position, keeping your head low and your eyes closed. And once you're here, bring your hands to heart center. And we'll open our practice today with the chant of Om. Inhale for Om. Exhale, Om. We'll start by staying in our seated position. Hands up or down, up for receiving, down for grounding. And we'll begin to take the right ear over to the left and just roll your neck forward. When it meets the left side, pause for a moment. And when you exhale, roll down and back around to the other side. And pause here. And with your own breath, just go back and forth a couple of times. Finishing up on the left side. Return the head to a normal position. Look over your right shoulder and look over your left shoulder. Chin to chest, and open the neck as wide as you can, as much as it feels good to you as you're doing it. Just do this one more time. Return to stillness. And breathing. And as you exhale, shrug the shoulders up, down and back. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Do this another time, and we'll go the other way. Keeping a straight back, place both hands out and do some wrist rolls, warming up the wrists for today's practice. And we'll go each way. And when you feel that that's done, go ahead and place one arm out, taking your hand in your other hand, including the thumb, and just pull back to really stretch out that forearm and wrist. Taking a breath here. And when that feels good, switch hands. And gently stretch out the left arm. And shake that out. Now we'll stretch out the right leg, keeping the left leg close. Lift up the left foot a few inches off the floor and begin to roll your ankles. We want to go in both directions here. And now we're going to take our leg in our hand and we're going to open and close our hips, rocking like a baby, back and forth. This will help to get your hip joints lubricated and ready for our practice. And once this feels good, go ahead and place it on the other side of your knee. We'll grab the left knee with the right arm and begin to twist. And look back over that back shoulder. And look over the right shoulder. Back to the back again. With each breath, just sitting up a little taller and twisting a little deeper. And you'll come back to center and go ahead and switch legs. Bringing the right leg in, lifting your foot a few inches off the floor. We'll start to rotate those ankles. And go both ways. And we'll lift up our right leg and rock it like a baby. Back and forth, really opening up and warming up the hips. And then you can place the right foot down on the other side of the left knee. Wrap your arm around your right knee and place your right hand to the back, looking over that back shoulder. And over that left shoulder. And back again. Come out of your twist. Shake the legs out. And from here, we're going to come up on our hands and knees into tabletop position. Make sure your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. And we'll just take a few cat-cows. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. We'll tuck the toes and come up into downward facing dog. Walk your dog out a little bit. Stretch out your hamstrings and your calves. Take another deep breath here. And begin to walk your feet to your hands at the top of the mat. So here, have a nice bend in the knees. Really gently ragdoll down, either fingertips touching the ground, or you can grab both elbows. Make sure your head is relaxed. It's a very windy day. I almost lost my papers. Let's check that the shoes on. So now from Ragdoll, we're going to take a nice inhale up and exhale, mini back bend. Inhale straight up and exhale, hands to heart center and down to mountain. Let me just come back. Standing tall in our mountain. Standing tall in our mountain. We're going to take our right foot and take a big step back, making sure that the weight is in both legs equally. You can see that big toe, the knee is over the ankle, the thigh is being pressed out, and hips are open and facing forward. Inhale, float the arms up. Really sink into your legs, tuck the tailbone. Make sure your arms are even and gaze over those fingertips. You want to keep your gaze soft, focusing on something in the distance, but also relaxing your eyes and letting the strength of your body to take over. In the next exhale, we're going to bend at the elbow, our left arm, and come down onto our thigh. Pause for just a second. Make sure you're not putting all of your weight on that thigh. And once you're comfortable, we're going to swoop that arm up over the ear. You can bring your gaze up to the sky, down to the ground, or straight out. Whatever is most comfortable for you today. And as you exhale, we'll come back up to our strong warrior 2. And on the exhale, we'll straighten out that front leg and turn our toes to parallel with the other foot, coming into a wide leg stance. Inhale up. And we're going to exhale, forward fold. Keeping a straight back. You can have your fingertips to the floor or up on blocks if you're not able to reach. We just really want to keep that nice flat back. On another inhale and exhale, and you can round. Bending the knees as much as you need. From here, we're going to take a nice inhale. And on the exhale, bend the left knee and come toward it. Sinking in, stretching out that right thigh. Inhale up. Exhale to the right side. And just following this 2 more times with your breath. Keeping the neck loose. Keeping the knees bent. Come back up to center. Inhale up. And we're going to exhale into goddess pose. Keeping the back straight. The arms and legs at as much of an 90-degree angle as you can. Whatever's comfortable. Keeping the shoulders down and back. Away from your ears. And we'll come up and exhale, hands to heart. place your hands on your hips and pivot the right toes to point to the short side of your mat, keeping the back foot at a parallel to the short end. We're going to bend generously in our right knee, keeping the hips open, the knee out, making sure you can see your big toe. Nice long line up the side, and float the arms up to warrior two on the other side. Keeping that gaze over the fingers, breathing in deep. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. And on the next exhale, we're going to bend our right arm and let our forearm come down to our thigh and swoop the arm up and over. Now when you're here in your side angle, you want to make sure that your toes and your arm form a straight line from the ground to the sky. Make sure all of your weight isn't on your thigh. Chest is open. And on the next inhale, go ahead and come on back up to your warrior. Straighten that leg. Bring your hands down to your hips. We'll turn those back toes, bend your front knee, and come back up to mountain. Inhale up. Exhale down. Plant your feet to come back to downward facing dog. And back to our knees. And come to a seated position. For this next pose, you'll need a strap. We're going to place the strap around our back, making the ends pretty equal, and we're going to come up right over our shoulder, crossing this in the back. So you're going to have them crossed in the back, like a backpack would be, and we're going to sit up straight in our seats. If you need to sit it on a bolster to get your spine really long and tall, keeping the knees underneath your hips, that can feel better. And once you're fully comfortable and your back is straight, you're sitting up tall, chin is slightly tucked, soften your breath. Focus on the inhales. Focus on the exhales. Slowing the breath down for long, slow inhales and long, slow exhales. Take a moment to scan your body. Find any hidden pockets of tension. If anything comes up, give yourself permission to release them. Keep holding your straps tight to keep your body in this position. It opens the heart. Take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, release the straps and let the strap fall down around you. We'll take the ends of the strap and we're just going to secure them together to make a loop, keeping it low around our back and bringing the band out and around the ankles, underneath the knees, and behind the low back. Tighten this as much as you'd like so that you're feeling a stretch through your inner thighs, but in a comfortable way. If you need to loosen it, go ahead. Now, I didn't bring any props out here, but for this next pose, we can lay back on a bolster or on blocks or a blanket. You can prop the bolster up like a laid back chair, or you can have it flat. But either way, you'll put the bolster right here on your lower back and lean back. We're gonna come all the way down to lying. Keeping our arms out, opening our chest and groin. And breathe. Take deep, slow inhales. And when you exhale, release the tension in your legs and your chest. And see if you can relax just a little bit more. Can you stretch just a little bit more? Can you feel it? Opening the body. Let's start coming out of this pose. You can bend your legs, keeping your feet on the floor, keeping the soles of the feet on the floor, and come up slowly and carefully, removing the loop from our legs, moving the bolsters out of the way. We're gonna set up for child's pose. We want to do a wide leg child's pose, so place your toes together and spread your knees out wide. We'd want to bolster here so that we can really lean and get comfortable with a nice supported child's pose. So nothing should be hanging in the air while you're doing this child's pose. Everything should be relaxed down. Arms can be up over your head, or hands can place on the lower back, whatever feels comfortable for you. And just breathe. In our last pose before Shavasana, just enjoy and thank your body for showing up today. Begin to deepen the breath and start walking your hands up, coming up out of child's pose. Taking any stretches or things that your body needs before we start Shavasana. Nice deep breaths, maybe some side bends or a happy baby. Some cat-cows seated. And roll the neck. And begin to make your way down to your back. And from here, lie with your arms relaxed by your sides, your feet out toward the edges of the mat. Taking nice, slow, deep breaths. Close your eyes. Allow your body to settle. Gently bring your awareness to different body parts as I say them. As I say each body part, try to relax this body part. Starting with the forehead. Soften any tension. Moving to the jaw and the face, relax completely. Relax your tongue, neck and shoulders. Let go of any tightness. Move down your arms and hands. Feel them grow heavy. Chest and belly. Let your breath flow naturally. Down your hips and legs. Release anything you've been holding on to. Feet and toes. Allow them to rest completely. Feel the whole body. Rest in stillness, noticing the sensation of a full body relaxation. Now let go of consciously scanning and simply be present in deep rest. If your mind wanders, gently return to the feeling of your breath and the weight of your body. Shavasana. When you're ready, begin to start wiggling your toes and fingers, waking up the body. Take a nice stretch with your arms overhead. Turn the head back and forth and gently roll to one side. Pausing here for just a moment. And on the next inhale, slowly start to come to a seated position, keeping your head low and your eyes closed. Hands to heart center. We'll close today's practice with one chant of Om. Inhale for Om. In a world of choices, choose yourself. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in today's 30-minute practice of a little slow flow, restorative, and hopefully some meditation. And I hope you leave today feeling refreshed and renewed. Thank you for coming.